Friends, colleagues and listeners, still here with the Meantimers, and I've now got a virtual veteran. So I've got Roseanne Francis, who's the head of digital, and 10 years.
Yes, 10 years, 10 lovely years.
10 lovely years, what a great start. I feel as if I'm interviewing the World Cup first team squad.
Oh, wow.
Going through each of the positions, you know, so it's a lovely thing to do. And again, every single one of you are giving such a positive impression, so I'm sure Emma and her partner are so proud, and they're probably smiling right now. So, no, but it's really, honestly, it's lovely to see. So, Roseanne, firstly, I want to ask you, so you've been here for 10 years, quite a long time now.
That's right.
What would you say is the thing that's kept you with Meantime, and why do you still find it so enjoyable every day you come in?
I think it's three things. One is the founders, that's Emma and Julian.
Yeah.
Number two is the team that Emma and Julian always assemble together. And number three is the work. So the founders, Emma and Julian, from day one, when I came for my first interview 10 years ago, there was very clear ambition, structure, and they were very genuine. The team, over the 10 years, the different people that I've seen and I've worked with, they've always been, I've noticed the common thread has been confidence, they're driven, and it's always top-notch work. So the quality of work is something that Meantime puts out, is something that I've not seen anywhere else. I worked for 16 years now, multiple places, and I've not seen this kind of work going out. And number three, why I'm still here, is the work that I get to do every single day. When I came here for my first interview, like I said, 10 years ago, I knew this was a place for ideas. So Meantime gives everyone space for ideas, for creativity. There's the perfect balance of creativity and structure. So there's room for both. And my background is science. I did my graduation and post-graduation in biotechnology.
Right.
So I come from someone who thinks critically and strategically and needs everything in structured way. But I'm also a creative person. So this was the perfect blend and place for me.
Okay, brilliant. Well, blimey, if you don't get a bonus after that, I don't know what will give you that. Now, the communications world has changed dramatically over the years. And from your perspective, what are the biggest shifts you've seen in how brands and people communicate today?
So here at Meantime, I overlook digital strategy and social communication, particularly for the social media platforms and LinkedIn. So LinkedIn positioning, strategy, and audience engagement. And what I have seen over the past 10 years is 7 to 10 years ago, we had to chase clients and tell them they need to be on social platforms. And it was a very difficult task because clients didn't want us to spend any time or effort even existing on social media platforms.
Right, okay.
But today, they are after us saying that what more can we do? What more do you need from us to get us that visibility and credibility built on social platforms? So to answer your question, how communication has changed, the social platforms have changed the way communication is perceived and audience engagement.
Can I ask you something? Right, you know your sort of DNA frame that comes up on LinkedIn with the headlines or the news, etc.
Yes.
How much time and effort went into the fact that you wanted to have almost like your own personality of a frame? Because as soon as I see it come up on LinkedIn, I know, there you go, I don't even have to look, I know that's Meantime. How much time and effort and what was did you put a lot of thought into that?
100%. And I'm glad and excited that you spotted that, noticed that, and you're asking me about that.
Even the font?
Yes, because everything that we do, from the profile picture, the cover photo, the bio, the about us, everything, there is thought that goes behind every word. All of these are trust signals for a brand, right? And today, LinkedIn is an extension of your website. Quite often, people, their first point of contact, in fact, is your LinkedIn page, even before first conversation happens. So what are the trust signals? The moment they land there, do we want to see tumbleweed? Do we want to see a post or content that was shared 1 month ago? How updated is the information there? So 100%, that's something that we put a lot of thought into, and it is reviewed consistently over time.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's.
Oh,
you know
that's
what I mean?
great.
No, seriously, I'm not just saying X. I'm sitting here with you. I do generally like it, and I thought the font also it does stand out. It makes it easier to read when you're just reading through something quickly.
Yes.
So I'm glad there was a bit of thought going through. I thought it was just lucky.
And I'm glad you noticed.
No, fair play to you. Now, as far as executive profiling and online authorities and you know, what separates a genuinely respected and trusted professional profile from one that looks just very polished, what do you think are the differentials there, and why is it so important? I know you spoke about brand trust and things like that, but what is it that makes it so easy for you guys to differentiate?
It has to be human.
Yeah.
And it has to be genuine.
Yeah.
People see through it straight away. Something that is overtly edited, treated, fine-tuned so much, or today, as we say, written by an AI tool. I think everybody can see through it now.
Yeah.
Because everybody speaks differently.
Yes.
And therefore everybody writes differently. And that is the beauty of it, isn't it? So if all of us are going to have perfect sentences and perfect structure and perfect profiles, how are you differentiated? How are you different? So to answer your question, yes, that is very important.
Yeah.
But what is important is stay genuine, right from your heart and mind, really. What it is you do, what it is you want to do, what it is you want to achieve, and people will get it.
So let me ask you something, because it was something I was talking to with some colleagues. When you've got an idea in your head and you want to pitch a storyline, how important is it to stay true to that storyline from when it's first put out there?
It is very important. There are two sides to that, actually, I would say. One is you have an idea. With digital marketing, especially, timing is very important.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have to have a clear pathway or process beforehand that who are the people who are going to get involved in this, who are the people who are going to approve it, and how fast can we take it live.
Yeah.
So if that is sorted, then I think half your work is done. And then, because then you don't have too many people giving too many opinions who are not actually relevant to that particular content. And that helps you stay true to the idea and take it to the finish line.
Yeah.
But what I said earlier about there are two sides to it is sometimes you have to be open that along the way, someone comes and improves that idea.
Yes.
So I think it's also important to keep that little room for accepting and improving the idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I think you have a fantastic output at the end of it.
Yeah, no, that's great. And with specialist business-to-business sectors, okay, one of the things I want to ask you that sometimes, especially what the industry we're in, can be seen as quite traditional.
Yeah.
So how do you help the businesses that you deal with become more visible, more relevant, and also human in that digital world?
I'm glad you mentioned that, because consistently what we've seen is the content that performs the best is human-led content.
Yes.
Right? And the challenge, but also what I love the most, is trying to share what a business does and promote them, but using human content.
Yes.
Right? So it's the people behind the brand, behind the business. How can you best use them to then share what the business does and promote their products and services? So to answer your question, it's basically the people behind the business and using them and what they say, what they think, where they are, what they're attending, which event they're attending, and using that sort of content and information to bring in the human angle, rather than only talking about your products or services or hardcore corporate messaging.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned earlier about the AI support, okay? So AI and digital tools, they're moving, I mean, so fast, it's incredible, it's amazing. But what excites you most about the opportunities that they create for your communications, your storytelling, and more importantly, your relationship building?
So AI has now given me more time to focus on things that I care more about. So AI has definitely helped speed up execution.
Yeah,
So
nice.
whether it's taking an idea, a human-generated idea, to then the creative phase, graphics,
Yep,
and then copy written by us, but then fine-tuned to adapt to the different platforms. So we write the copy for LinkedIn, for example, but the requirements and the tone has to be different for Instagram and Threads and X. So then AI is very useful there because it helps us reduce the character size and still say the same thing. So it definitely helps with speed and execution.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, judgment and context can only be done by us. So to understand what we should say or should not say, when we say it, how we say it, that is something that I don't think AI can do.
Yeah.
Should I say yet?
Well, we were talking about that earlier.
We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah,
So that's something that I don't think AI can do yet. Yeah. So.
But it's I mean, I just think, and we were talking about it earlier as well. You know, the people side and that human element is always going to be so important. I think.
Yeah. For example, we post. For example, let's look at LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
We share content for our clients, and we have an audience who engages with this client. AI has not gone that far to be able to read the comments and understand the tone or the hesitation or why people are saying certain things, right?
Okay.
So it can read a comment, it can give me an Excel sheet with all the comments, but it's not going to be able to decipher human sentiments or the emotions behind it.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's where the beauty lies of where we still come into the picture and we still need it. So definitely, to answer your question, AI does help speed up execution.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's us still making those calls and executing strategy.
Yeah, and I think it's something I probably want to ask your opinion now. My thoughts on data is so powerful, but it's even more powerful if the eye of the reader or the user is able to convert it or present it in a certain way that really gives that wow moment to the storyline. Because otherwise you can do it, and it's like books. Some books grip you on the first chapter, some you got to keep persevering with. But that immediacy is so important now because of margin pressure and because of everything else that's going on in the business. And even if you plough it back into AI, AI can decipher it, as you said, in a certain way, but not necessarily read it in the right way. Would you agree with that?
100%. And that goes back to my earlier answer of AI can tell me there are 15 comments on this post, but it cannot explain the emotion behind those posts, or it cannot explain the audience sentiment behind those comments. So that's definitely where we still come in. And yes, it can tell me how fast the comments came. It can give me the click-through rates, the reactions, all of that. But then what does that mean for us? And what does that mean for the business? And therefore, this type of content, what does that mean? Should we do more of it, less of it? It's not going to be able to tell us that.
Yeah. So when you break all this down and you present it to your client, I mean, they must be so surprised about the amount of detail and what it means, etc. When you break it down. How well do they take that on board?
Our clients are consistently excited to see our reports. So we have like regular reports, quarterly reports, annual reports. And our social media reports are, obviously I'm not going to spill the secret sauce.
Of course.
But our social media reports are unique in that sense because we delve deep into it. Again, I go deep in and look at each post, like I said, audience sentiment, all of that. And we present it at the end of the day to our clients in a way that they can understand. Very simple, simplified. So there is like loads of Excel sheet that's happening in the background.
Which you can refer to or
yes, and if we need to cross-verify information. But then we make it simplified and easy for them to understand. And we make sure that they are given data only that they need to know. Because sometimes data can just be so overwhelming, right? But which are the bits that the client needs to know? So we make sure that it makes sense what we are delivering to them.
No, brilliant. Yeah, no, I love it. I think it's such an exciting time. I think to be in the business now. I think it's brilliant. Wish I was starting all over again, actually. But, right. So looking back at your own career journey, what are some of the experiences or moments that have shaped your confidence and approach as a communications professional, and made you sort of think to yourself, "I'm so pleased I took this journey or I took this choice." You know,
Yeah.
what would those milestones be?
There are a couple of them, but I think my top two would be in. So, like I mentioned earlier, I did my graduation, post-graduation in biotech.
Yeah.
And at the end of my post-graduation, when I did my thesis, I realized what I would be doing as a scientist. And I realized then that that's not what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
So then I moved into publications, scientific journals, and I worked there. From there, I stumbled into advertising. So I worked with an advertising agency for 2 years. And in my first year there, I was one of 6 Indians selected to represent India in Malaysia for a fully sponsored workshop. So that was a defining moment for me because I knew I was in the right place. And when I say one of 6, it was through an all India competition and we had to go through different levels.
Yeah.
So that was a defining moment for me because I knew I was in the right space doing the right thing. And then 11 years ago when I moved to the UK, I think another defining moment was me when I got the opportunity at Meantime. Because like earlier Emma and I were talking about this, when I saw the ad for the job at for Meantime and I applied, one of the basic requirements was write a press release, which I couldn't do because I'm not a writer. And or journalistic background, and then but I checked all the other boxes and I still applied and I came here, and then we had the conversation and I had to do a couple of tasks, and when I showed my skills, Emma and Julian were on board straight away, right? So they said, yeah, I know you were supposed to come in for this, but then we see that you can do all of these other things which we realize we need.
That's great, isn't it?
So that was a big moment for me as well, the second big moment.
Oh, superb. I've just had a moment. I feel as if I'm on the opposite end of Darwin's scale. So, no, fair play to you. It's brilliant. And it's brilliant that you can come from that background. And then what you're doing now, and you're clearly enthusiastic and it's working well. No, well done. Fair play to you. So, one last question.
Yep.
All right. So, when you think about the future of communications, branding and digital influence, what advice would you now give to a younger you who was thinking of coming into the industry?
Be confident. Everything that you need to know is available.
Yeah.
So read a lot. And one of the things that I did as my younger self, and I'm not trying to boast here, but I think it's a very important tool, is keep your ears open and be ready to accept feedback, or be more open in brainstorming sessions, because I found that all the feedback and everything that I've got over the years has always added to my skills and my knowledge. So I realized that strength comes because I've never taken feedback as something about me, but it's about my work. So they're two separate things. And I think that helped me really hone my skills and get where I am today, if it's a good place.
No. It's a great place. I've got to say that because Emma's quite a powerful character. So
100%.
I think mean-timers are very, very good. So I'll keep saying that, and I'm not too proud to do so. Well done, you. And thank you very, very much for your time.
Thank you for your time.
I've learned something today. And like I said to you, you're always young if you keep learning. So
yes.
Thank you for keeping me young.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it.